how to grow your shoulders and arms. Listen, I get it. We all want to have nice shoulders and arms, and it's difficult to grow them if you're doing it incorrectly. But me, I've got nice shoulders and arms, as you can tell. I know what I'm talking about. Listen to me. You don't have them. I do. So listen up. Okay, simple as that. All right? Cool. So before I get into it though, I have been training for around 2 years in the gym and 3 years in calisthenics. So I am well trained. I would say I'm quite a novice, maybe getting into advanced, I'd say. And my knowledge is definitely advanced when it comes to fitness as a whole. I know what I'm talking about. Simple as that. Now, in the description is my aesthetic body course and my online one-to-one coaching. If you're finding it difficult getting in shape, go and check those links out. They will change your life if you let them. Anyway, the first step to getting bigger shoulders and bigger arms, we'll tackle shoulders first and we'll get into arms, all right? The first step to getting bigger shoulders is to target every single head, okay? You may have heard this a lot, but there are 3 different heads of the shoulders. There's front delt, side delt, rear delt. Now, we want to be targeting all of them to get those nice 3D looking shoulders, okay? So, first step, hit your front delts. Your front delts, they get hit the most when you are doing pressing movements. So when you go and do chest and you're doing, I don't know, bench press, you are using your front delts quite a lot. So we don't really need to isolate them. I personally do. So I say either do shoulder press or you can just do front raises where you just get weight and lift up like that. That's all you need to do because you're already hitting your front delts a lot when you're doing chest movements, etc. Right? So yeah, front delts, they are usually overdeveloped and the side and rear delts are underdeveloped. So we want to be targeting the side and the rear delts the most, but front delts you can also hit if you would like to. The side delts, this is probably the most important muscle when it comes to looking good, right? The shoulders, they actually hold the most mass or one of the most mass out of the entire upper body, right? You think it's the chest or like, I don't know, the biceps, whatever. It's not. It's the shoulders. So we want to get as big shoulders as possible because it's going to completely change our physique. Big shoulders, aesthetic physique. Simple as that, all right? They're going to give you that kind of V-taper look. Your upper body's going to be a lot wider than your kind of lower body. So you're going to look really nice and really aesthetic with the V-taper, all right? You can have that golden ratio of 1.6 to 1. Anyway, first step, lateral raises. Simple as that. Spam them, all right? So the thing is with volume, right? You can't just do loads of volume for every single exercise. Like you couldn't go and do lat raises every day and then do, I don't know, chest every day and then do legs every day and then do abs every day. You can't do that, right? You need to rest. But if you have moderate volume for every single other muscle, you can increase your volume for one muscle very high. So say, for example, every week you're doing 10 sets for every single muscle group. You could choose one lagging body part, say it's your side delts, for example, and you could do 20 sets, 30 sets each week, and that will be good. Like you'll be growing a lot in your side delts, you're maximizing it, and you're also not going to be overtraining. But you can't do that for every muscle group at the same time. You have to just do it one at a time, which you're doing high in volume. So I would actually suggest hit all of your body hard, train till failure, and do maybe 10 to 20 sets a week, depending on how hard you go. And then for your side delts, spam them. Every single session, hit your side delts at the end of the session or something. Because your side delts make your physique look so much better. They are so important. I can't tell you how important it is. So yeah, lateral lat raises, you can do it with dumbbell, you can do it with cable. Both are effective. If you want to be really optimal, I would say alternate between free weights and with cables. So one session you do free weights, one session you do cables, etc. Just so you're getting a bit of variation. And yeah, that's great. So front delts, you're hitting quite a lot already on chest days, but you're also doing some front raises, maybe twice a week or something. Remember, you want to hit every muscle twice a week. But with lat raises, you could do it literally every single day and they're going to grow a lot. Then lat raises, you're doing that literally every single day after every session. Like that is what you could do. You don't have to do that, but that is really effective if you want to build them up a lot. In the same way you could do that for, I don't know, your quads. If you really want to get big quads, you could just do that after every single session and you're still going to recover pretty well, etc. Anyway, if you don't want to do that though, just hit them twice a week, train till failure, okay? Remember, You want a big body part, you need to actually train hard and you need to train till failure. You need to be in the gym, you need to progressively overloading, you need to make sure you actually train hard. You're grunting a little bit when you do the exercises, it hurts a little bit, it's a bit uncomfortable because that's going to be sending the signal to your muscles to grow, okay? You want to be sending a stimulus, you want to be saying, hey, get bigger please, they're going to get bigger, simple as that. Then we also want to be targeting our rear delt. How do we do that? Well, the good thing is our rear delts are hit a little bit with some back exercises. So when you're doing rows, you're hitting your rear delts a little bit. When you're maybe doing some pull-ups, you're hitting them a little bit. But we also want to be isolating them. So with that, you can just do rear delt flies, go to any cable, just pull back like this. Really good. Targets them, isolates them. You get really nice big rear delts. And remember, shoulders are the most important muscle to look aesthetic. Literally, makes your physique look so much better. So if you can get really big 3D shoulders, you're going to be looking really, 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 really good, okay? But make sure you're training intensely, training till failure. That is actually how you grow muscle. You can't just be going to mild discomfort. It does not work like that. Simple as that. Now, when it comes to arms, what do I suggest? You want big arms? Then you need to target your biceps and triceps. You need to be hitting them very, very effectively. I'm going to start off with the biceps because they're more the showy muscle, okay? Everyone thinks, oh, the biceps, you want big biceps because it means you're going to be really cool, etc. So your triceps are actually a little bit more important when it comes to how big your arms are, but we'll get into that in a bit. Biceps, what should you do? Well, again, train hard, train till failure. Pick certain exercises. I would say incline curls are really good. Maybe Bayesian curls where there's a bit of stretch on your bicep at the bottom and a good contraction at the top. It doesn't really matter what exercises you do choose, even for your shoulders and your arms. It just really depends. If you feel a good contraction, so when you do the rep, do you feel it in that muscle? And then also, do you get a good stretch? That's probably going to be good too. So yeah, try your best to find the exercise that just feels good for you, that you can actually stick to. There isn't a certain exercise that's probably better than others. It's all pretty close together. The main premise is you need to train hard, train till failure, actually signal your body to grow muscle, right? If you're just doing really simple, you're not sending enough stimulus, you're not putting your muscles under enough mechanical tension to actually grow. Simple as that. So train harder. You think you train hard enough, probably need to train a bit harder, right? 1% of people are training hard enough, I'd say. When I look around the gym, genuinely no one else is training hard. And I don't mean literally dying at every single set, you slump over. I just mean you go till failure. You can't do another rep, you put the weight down. That's it. Anyway, biceps, incline curls. The main thing you want to be doing though is you want to be hitting your biceps from the two heads, okay? So I think there's actually 3 heads, but the 2 main things you should be doing is curls where your wrists are like this and curls where your wrists are like this. Hammer curls, really good. You're going to be hitting your brachialis, I think. And then just these curls like this, it's just really good for your bicep head. So you can literally just do incline curls like this or just normal curls like this, hammer curls like this. You can get massive biceps. That's it. It's really, really simple. Now, for triceps, again, it's pretty simple, right? Tricep push downs, anything where you're kind of extending your elbows like this, and then anything where you're kind of extending your elbows like that. That's it, really. You could do tricep push downs and, I don't know, overhead extensions, skull crushers, anything like that. Just, make sure you're hitting the different heads of the tricep in the way, if you do those exercises, tricep push down and overhead extensions, you'll be hitting all heads of your tricep. If you go and do hammer curls and normal curls, you're going to be getting big biceps because you're hitting all heads. So that's great. Now, a little side note here, do not neglect your forearms, all right? We want to have nice forearms. Forearms are important, okay? They add to the arm look. So, everyone talks about biceps, triceps. Make sure you grow your forearms a little bit too. Forearms, they are hit when you do your back days, etc. But isolate them. Train them hard. Train them till failure. You want to grow your whole arms and shoulders. Hit your forearms too. They're the only thing that actually shows when you're in a t-shirt. So go and get big forearms, right? It's really simple to do. You already hit them quite a lot anyway. But, once or twice a week, you go and, actually isolate them with whatever movements you want, whatever movements feel good. There's loads of different forearm exercises. I just use dumbbells on a bench and just curl up like this and curl up like that. Pretty easy, but yeah. Just try your best to get bigger forearms because it's going to add to your look, right? So far, you know that it simply just comes down to failure training, right? That's it. There is more to it though, okay? So you train hard in the gym, you're training hard, hitting your biceps well, hitting your triceps well, shoulders, forearms, great. You're training hard, training till failure, progressively overloading every single week. So you're going up in weight, going up in reps, etc. Great. You're progressing, you're adding you're providing enough tension and providing enough stimulus, right? Meaning your body's saying, we need to get bigger because this is heavy weight and I'm not used to this. We're getting to get bigger. That's how it works, really. But your biceps, triceps, shoulders, forearms, whatever, are not going to get bigger if you do not do one thing, right? You need to recover. You need to eat. You need to sleep. You need to eat protein, okay? So everyone focuses on the training aspect when it comes to building muscle and you want to get big biceps. Well, then train till failure. There, sure. But there's also a very big part of it, right? It's also your recovery. Building muscle is 50% training, 50% recovery. Because if you do not take outside the gym as important as inside the gym, you're not going to get big muscles. Let me school you, okay? When you're in the gym, you're actually not building muscle, right? You think, oh, every rep I'm doing, I'm actually building my biceps bigger. Not really, right? You're breaking down the muscles. You're providing mechanical tension. You're providing signs to the muscles to say, hey, we need to start getting bigger, right? That's what happens. Then when you are outside the gym, that is when you're actually growing. So right now, me just resting and talking right now, my biceps are actually getting bigger. But when I'm in the gym, they're not actually getting bigger. They're probably getting a little bit smaller, right? They're like breaking down. But then when I'm outside the gym, I'm eating, I'm sleeping, I'm recovering. That is when they're actually growing. So you need to make sure you are recovering. You need to make sure you're getting good sleep. And most importantly, you need to make sure you're getting protein. Protein is the building blocks of muscle growth. Without protein, you don't build muscle, right? You train hard in the gym, you do all that. If you don't get an adequate amount of protein, if you're not getting any protein at all, you're not going to be building muscle because protein is needed. It is a necessity to build muscle. Do you know how to build muscle? Do you know the things you need to build muscle? Water, energy, protein, and a stimulus for the growth to occur, right? So you get water every day, you have energy because you just have energy from your body, and then protein. Get 1 gram per pound of body weight. In the same way everyone said it this whole time, do not neglect it. For so long I neglected my protein. I never even thought about protein. I just ate. I didn't get as big because I wasn't getting enough protein in. Get enough protein in, right? If you can't get it in, it's difficult to get in, then buy some protein powder. Have that every day. Make sure you get your 1 gram per pound of body weight. If you're 200 pounds, get 200 grams. Yes, you can go a bit lower. Yes, you can go a bit higher. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, so you want to build your arms and shoulders, right? So you're training hard in the gym, but then you're doing nothing for yourself when you go home to build the muscle, right? You were in this anabolic state where you should be building muscle. You're recovering, you're resting, but you're not. That's when you're meant to be recovering and resting, but you're not, right? You're just doing nothing. You're not sleeping well, you're going out partying, etc. When your muscle is trying to grow, you're not allowing it to grow because you're not giving it the right nutrients, you're not giving it the right protein, you're not doing anything for it, right? So it's not going to grow. So, failure training, get high protein, and also, just a disclaimer, I do have pretty good genetics when it comes to my arm and shoulders, right? So that means they've been able to get quite big. But for you, it may happen slowly. It may happen slower. It may not happen to as great of a degree, but you can still get really big shoulders and arms if you train hard in the gym, progressively overload, pick the right exercises that feel good for you, and then go home, you rest, recover, eat protein, they will get bigger. It's so simple. Muscle building is very, very simple. It just takes time. You need to be consistent. It's going to take a few years for your biceps and shoulders to really start to look good. You know, it's taken me years for me to get the shoulders and arms I have now, and I'm still not happy with them, right? So it's going to take a long time till you actually get to a point where you think, wow, okay, my shoulders are at a good point. Just how it is. Muscle growth takes a long time. Fat loss is usually a bit quicker. That's it, really. Anyway, in the description, as I said, is my aesthetic body course and my online one-to-one coaching. The aesthetic body course gives all of my advice, all of my knowledge on how to build an attractive aesthetic physique, and do not underestimate how important it is to actually get into shape in this current society. It is literally glorified. You'll be, given more opportunities in life, more relationships, or better relationships. You'll feel happier, more confident. Life is just simply better when you're in shape and you've built a nice, attractive aesthetic physique. All right, and if you are struggling with trying to build a good physique, go and check that link out. It will really help you out. And it's the only thing I would recommend to the younger me because, I made all the bad mistakes, and I could have just bypassed all that if I had this. Anyway, the other link goes to my online one-to-one coaching. You could hop on a call with me and I will answer any questions you have about fitness. I will give you any fitness advice tailored to you that I think is actually like good for you. And I will get you all the advice, all the information you need to actually get into shape. And all you have to do is just take action on what I tell you to do. Simple as that, really. And it will work because it worked for me, and we can extrapolate my results to you because my genetics are not top tier. They're not amazing. I just put in some good work. I was consistent and wow, I got a nice physique. You can do the same. Simple as that. And do not underestimate how important it is to actually get in shape for your own health and for your own happiness. All right. And remember, nothing changes if nothing changes. Go and check those links out. They will change your life if you let them.